Hey,
right,
tell us your name, brother.
Richard Austin Wilson.
Did you grow up in Pine Bluff?
I was actually born and raised here, but I moved a lot. Van Buren to Brooklyn, Arkansas, which is up near Jonesboro.
Okay, you got family?
Yes, sir.
Got any kids?
I got a stepchild.
All right, that's cool. All right. So tell me a little bit about your growing up years, man. What was that like? Did I already ask you that question?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Growing up years, I grew up in a Baptist church.
Okay.
It was first things first, I grew up in a Methodist church.
Okay.
Then my dad made some comments. So then I grew up in a Baptist church.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah,
It didn't work out well?
No, it did not.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I would have graduated high school there in Whitehall.
Right.
But my junior year, I moved to Brooklyn, and I graduated in
Brooklyn,
Arkansas.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Between Paragould and Jonesboro.
Okay. All right. So growing up years, would you say was it really, really good? Was it, or was it just kind of struggle growing up?
It was really good.
It was really good. Okay.
My dad, my dad stayed gone a lot to work.
I got you.
He's a repo man, so he worked the entire state of Arkansas, and if he ever sees this, he's going to regret me saying it.
Oh, you don't have to say it then.
It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. He knows where I live. He stayed gone a lot, so I missed a lot of time with my dad, but he worked as much as he could to make sure I had everything I wanted, needed.
That's good. Yeah.
I never went hungry.
So tell us what you're doing these days. What you currently doing for a living, and what's your life like?
Utility locator for AT&T. I mean, it's like.
Do you enjoy it? I mean,
it's
just kind of.
It pays good. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say I enjoy it. I get to talk to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing I enjoy about it.
Okay, man. So I'll be going to a church. You can tell hi the First Baptist Church of Jonesboro.
Well, hi y'all.
So I'll be an associate pastor and just reaching out to people. So another question I'd like to ask you, man, where do you see yourself in 10 to 15 years?
10 to 15 years, I see me going back into the it's energy distribution business. About 3 years ago when I lived in Illinois and Wisconsin and Maryland and Virginia, I actually owned my own business.
Oh.
Yeah, it fell through, but I see myself going back through and picking up the pieces because I was 21 years old trying to run a business and didn't know what to do with the money, so I spent it.
Well, you probably learned a lot.
I did.
All right.
I did.
Here, everybody got their own different views. But, man, what do you believe about the afterlife, man? What do you think happens to a person's soul as soon as they die? What do you think happens?
I think a man can get into heaven with one way, and that's Christ.
Wow.
You don't have to have wealth. You don't have to have. There's a list of 10,000 things you ain't got to have. You just can't get in without Christ.
That's a great answer.
You can have 10,000 things and go to hell, though.
That's a great answer. So now you just switched my whole interview up because that's a good answer. I'll give you an illustration though, because a lot of people claim to have a relationship with Christ, but when you look into their life, you really don't see any change. So I'll give you a quick illustration. Let's just say I want you to meet me at my house and install some AT&T stuff, and I said, hey, I'm on my way. I'm gonna get there here at 3:00, and then you show up at my driveway. I don't get there, and I show up at 4. And you say, T, why was you late? And I said, man, I'm so sorry, man. I was coming down the road and I had a flat tire, and as I was, you need to get there. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Okay. And as I was changing my flat tire, my boat went out into the freeway, and an 18-wheeler going 80-something miles per hour hit me, and that's why I'm late. What would you be thinking about me?
Well, first thing I'd say is you're blessed.
I'm blessed, okay?
Okay.
Or
worst case scenario, I think he's lying.
Because there's no way I can have an encounter with an 18-wheeler and not be any change. There's going to be a massive change. I've been hit by an 18-wheeler.
And fear is going to change your perspective. Fear
Absolutely.
Everything. That's one reason you got a lot of Christians today. It's not because of love of Christ. It's because of fear of going to hell.
Wow.
And that's how I look at it.
Okay. Yeah.
And the reason I look at it is because I've been to Family Church.
Okay.
Here in Whitehall.
Okay.
I've been to the Methodist Church. I've been to the Baptist Church, and they all teach something different.
Wow, really?
They may use the same Bible, but the context they use is different.
Okay.
Like your Methodist church there in Whitehall.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm not using
don't use the name. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. They use an Old Testament talking about how to get everybody to pray for you. The more money you get, the more praise you get. Well, that's not how that works.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Family church, the first day I was in there, they took up offering. But then they took up a second offering to give back to the people that needed it.
Oh, that's good.
Now, see, that's better than the other.
That is good.
My Baptist church, they do the Baptist church I used to go to. Now I'd rather stay at home and read my Bible.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Well,
because nobody's teaching the same thing, and I'd rather get my own context.
yeah. So what's your name? Tell me your name one more time.
Richard Austin Wilson.
So Richard, put it on a percentage scale. If today, let's just say today you died, 0% you go straight to hell. 100% you get into heaven.
Absolutely.
What would you say your highest percent chance of making it into heaven?
100%.
All right. Hey, all right. Good. Have you ever had the good person test done on you?
No.
All right. So you know what the good person test is? It's basically on the day of judgment, God is going to measure you based on the commandments to see how well you fare up. It's almost like you're going to stay you next to Jesus to see how well you fare up, right?
Okay.
And so just think about it. This illustration I was giving you about the boat into the freeway. You would say if I had no change by me being hit by the 18-wheeler, there's no way I can be hit by an 18-wheeler and not be changed. But tell me which one is more powerful. An 18-wheeler hitting you or having an encounter with Christ in salvation? Which one changes a person more?
Christ and salvation. Yeah. Absolutely.
So in my life, I used to say this a lot. I used to say I was a Christian, but man, I had no change. I was lying to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That makes sense? And so if there's no change, man, you know that a person is only just having you know what I'm saying, lip service, going to the motions, but because Christ changes everything about you, the way you think, the way you treat women, the way you spend your money.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. So let me give you the good person test just to see if you've had that encounter, but no judgment. I'm not trying to make you.
It's okay.
All right. But it's really good because eternity is a long time to be wrong.
Absolutely.
Long time to be wrong. So here's a good person test. Rich, how many lies do you think you've told in your lifetime?
Honestly,
yeah,
wouldn't know to count.
I couldn't count mine either. All right. Have you ever stolen anything, even if it's really small?
Absolutely.
All right. Jesus said if you look to lust, you're an adulterer. Have you ever looked at someone with lust?
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I'm glad. I appreciate your honesty, man. Have you ever used God's name to express anger?
Yes.
All right. That's called blasphemy. That was another serious one in the Old Testament. They stone people about it. Oh, you already knew that. All right. So you did for real?
Yeah.
So by your own admission, Rich, and I'm not judging you because I'm in the same position you in, but you're a liar, a thief, adulterer, a blasphemer. Yeah. That's pretty much the summation of our resume, right? Mm-hmm. And man, if God had to judge you just based on his standard, where do you think you'll fare up?
Because I have faith and I believe in Christ, I'm 100% going.
Oh, wow.
And the reason it is because we were all born into sin.
That's right.
And soon as, and this is the way I look at it. As soon as God died on that cross, my sins were forgiven, even if they hadn't happened yet.
Man, well, I think you got the answer, man. Last thing is that, man, if that is so, man, if basically you understand what I'm sharing with you is the gospel, right? You already knew that. And so, man, what I would love to encourage other believers to do, man, is if the gospel really is a cure, right? If you had to cure the cancer, right? And you went out and if you didn't keep the cure to yourself and you were sharing it to people, you would know that that's a noble thing, like, because you know that saves people's life, right?
Absolutely.
Well, the same thing goes with the gospel message. Man, if we're not sharing that gospel message, we could be compared to a doctor and we should be sued for malpractice simply because we have the cure, we're not giving it to people. What do you think about that?
I think you're pretty much saying the same thing I used to say. When I went to family church and I was about 14, I taught 6 and 7-year-olds.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Brother.
So my analogy was everybody's got a plane ticket to heaven. It's your obligation to give it out.
Come on, man. Hey, I love you, brother.
You too, man.
I appreciate your time.